10 most powerful battleships of all time. Since the beginning of the captivating history of war, ships have ranked highest in fundamental battlefield possessions. Stretching hundreds of feet in size and boasting the ability to displace tens of thousands of tons, these vessels had the power to use gun-based artillery as the main armament. Again, the advantage of their size gave them the privilege to carry some of the largest guns and profuse armor. A warship is considered more than a vessel, but an image of stature and supremacy. This keeps countries on the verge of competition to build the most powerful ships of all time. Discussed below are the top 10 most potent battleships that have ruled the world of war for centuries and progressed on to become more central to warfare. Check out the links below the video for more information about the ships. But before we show you these apocalyptic vessels, kindly subscribe to our channel for more of such content. Also, turn on the notification bell for timely updates of new videos. Let's get it on. Number 1. Yamamoto-class battleship, Japan. The Yamamoto-class ship definitely serves to be in the top position, as it had one of the best specifications ever for any military warhead. Its displacement of 73,000 tons at full load made it one of the heaviest ships ever constructed, carrying the most massive naval artillery fitted to warships. The engineers aimed for the design to outgun and last much longer in the war as compared to other ships. For this, it carried 9 enormous 460mm guns and 10mm of belt armor. With a comparatively fast speed of 27 knots, massive guns and thick heavy armor was no issue. She was the largest and most effective ship of all kind that reigned until the super carriers first arrived much later in the years. Number 2. Iowa-class battleship, United States Navy. The Iowa-class battleship was in a class of 6 fast battleships ordered by the United States Navy between 1939 and 1940. They designed it intending to increase the speed, armor, and firepower. It was commissioned on February 22, 1943, just 2 years into the end of the Second World War. Stretching to the length of 270.43 meters and displacement of 45,000 long tons, with a full load, the Iowa-class ship arguably was one of the best defensive vessels ever built. Its ridiculous speed of greater than 32.5 knots made it possible to carry the enhanced firepower and armor similar to those of other vast ships. The ship is best known for its long service, considering it remained a loyal servant of the U.S. Navy till the early 1990s. The cost of the construction of this massive warhead dangled at a tear-dropping $100 million. All the 4 that were constructed have been retired and are currently preserved. Number 3. Bismarck-class battleship, Germany. The Bismarck-class vessel was a modification of Tirpitz, made during the Second World War to help increase its displacement. Originally, it belonged to the German Kriegsmarine until the changes which saw Bismarck change ownership to another European country. Its length was 251 meters, beam of 118 feet 1 inch, and a full load displacement of 51,800 long tons. This enabled her to accommodate 8 15-inch guns and quite the muscular armor, making her pretty much powerful. The Germans lost Bismarck early in the war and left Tirpitz as a fleet in Norway, which placed her in better positions to receive upgrades of equipment and weapons. Tirpitz's ship eventually dislodged over 2,300 more tons compared to the mighty Bismarck. Number 4. HMS Vanguard battleship, Britain. The HMS Vanguard was owned by the Royal Navy of Britain, the very last battleship ever launched. It was commissioned on the 12th of May 1946, a few months after the end of World War II. Vanguard had a length of 248.2 meters and a remarkable capacity of 51,420 long tons. German and Japanese battleships posed a significant threat to the already designed Lion-class ships. Unfortunately, they could not launch it in time because its development had several interruptions, which left them with no choice but to take on a changed Lion-class hull. They equipped it with 15-inch guns that survived the First World War. Because of the revisions in designs and shuffling of materials in different locations, completion of the ship was affected. HMS was the next available ship for use, thanks to incredible features such as a thrilling combination of speed, armor, tremendous firepower, and exceptional protection. Number 5. Richelieu-class battleship, France. Richelieu-class battleship was owned by the Marine National of France and was built between 1930s and 1950s. The 248-meter-long vessel had a displacement of 43,992 tons at full load. Richelieu had to be re-engineered to fit the Washington Treaty requirements, such as being fitted with the internal armor belt, which greatly reduced its weight. It also included the arrangement of the 15-inch guns put in 2 quadruple turrets. At the end of the modification, that had been fitted with some of the latest electronics and powerful anti-aircraft guns at the time. With a top speed of 32 knots, these vessels would serve the French Navy until 1970 before being retired. Number 6. North Carolina-class battleship. United States. North Carolina warhead ship together with the USS Washington were the first of the last generation of U.S. battleship designs characterized by an apparent enormous size exceeding 222 meters. Its development began in 1935, laid down in 1937, and was eventually commissioned on the 9th of April 1941. To remain within the treaty's requirements, many proposals were made and examined before deciding on its specifications and ultimate design. At the end, the gigantic ship proved to be super useful as it would accommodate up to 12 14-inch guns and 9 larger 16-inch guns at a swap. Its speed of 27 knots came in handy, not mentioning the displacement of 46,700 long tons. Number 7. HMS Hood battleships, Britain. Just like the HMS Vanguard, the HMS Hood was another project by the Royal Navy classified as a battlecruiser. She was an improvement of the Queen's-class battleships, an admirable cluster that stood a chance for advancement. Hood had impressive levels of armor protection, and for 20 years she maintained her position as the largest warship worldwide, giving her the name Mighty Hood. Her capability was immense, starting with a top speed of 32 knots while carrying powerful 15-inch guns at 46,680 full tons of displacement. This British warship stood at a length of 262 meters. Number 8. South Dakota-class battleship, United States Navy. South Dakota battleship was initially designed to be a smaller warship and more compact compared to the humongous North Carolina class. However, with a length of 207 meters and a displacement of 46,200 long tons, we can't really say it was small, can we? South Dakota's ship came about as a form of improving North Carolina's incapability to resist the 9 16-inch guns armor. Its structural design was more compact, which gave it a better concentration of the armor's vitals and much improved protection. The ship's effectiveness saw an additional build of 4 more vessels that served throughout the war period. Number 9. Nagato-class battleship, Japan. Nagato-class battleship were a pair of dreadnought battleships built for the Imperial Japanese Navy during the World War I. They were built between 1917 and 1921, then proceeded to serve until 1945. Stretching at 215 meters tall and with a displacement of 32,200 tons, Nagato was one hell of a warhead at the time. Despite its ridiculous size, this superboat would still sail at a top speed of 25 knots while carrying dozens of weapons and 3 float planes. Number 10. Littorio-class battleship, Italy. Finally, the last spot on our list goes to the battleship of Regia Marina in the Italian Navy. Littorio class, also known as Vittorio and Venato class, composed of 4 massive warheads, namely Littorio, Vittorio Venato, Roma, and Imperio. They were built between 1934 and 1942. These cluster of ships were the modernized version used by the Italian Navy during the World War II. Their top speed of 30 knots terrorized the opponents. In addition, the massive war equipment it carried. The 230-meter-long vessel had a displacement of 40,724 tons, sealing its spot as one of the greatest ever to be made. Did you enjoy our video? Click on the subscribe button for more of our incredible videos. Give us a like and share the video. Let us know what you think in the comments section below.